There's no rules and no spectators, and we're kind of navigating, you know, some kind of gray areas here, but no way we could get onto the freeway. So kind of had to make sure that we always stay a little bit away from it and then run through all the mountains and more rocky bit. And we did that pretty well. And so we went onwards, me and James, and then eventually said that I shouldn't be waiting for him, and he just needs some time for himself, and then he will continue on his own. And at that point I was a little bit worried, to be quite fair, because at the end of the day, while it's still a solo mission and you're doing your own thing, you should be doing your own thing, etc. It is an individual mission, and that person, everyone has to be cognitive about their own decision, and also as the other person you have to respect their decision. So he stayed a little bit behind, had a bit of a break, and I continued onwards.
So we are now heading towards Nicki, because I wasn't too sure. I think he felt quite tired right now. So yeah, we will welcome him now and hope that he has a good sleep for tomorrow. And then tomorrow should be the last day, and then we actually arrive in Las Vegas.
This was a tough one, to be fair, today. Not entirely sure. I felt very strong at parts and bits and pieces in between, especially now on that final stretch. But then now, kind of getting here, obviously, I guess the excitement, adrenaline drops a little bit. But yeah, final day ahead. One more day. So now we just gotta get out there, enjoy that final stretch. I think we got around 120 kilometers left, and appreciate appreciate the journey that we're able to go and enjoy.
Get so far from the road.
So day 5 in general were 3 segments. One segment was from the petrol station to the beginning of power line, around 15 kilometers plus or minus. Then power line through to Prim, another 30k, and then I knew just around 50 to 60k all the way up the road towards Las Vegas.
See you on the road.
And that's how I really tackled it on Friday. So I had that wonderful morning through the road, Kingston Road, up to the beginning of power line, which was stunning. We did a little bit of running, but really just enjoyed that view across the desert and kind of knowing we're in the desert. we got to Powerline, and I've read all bits of pieces, and there's all kinds of videos and little podcasts and blogs and interviews of various kind of rumors around Powerline. Powerline is basically, you know, the big electric wires that are kind of crossing from one point to the other, and it's a pretty bumpy, deserty kind of road where you can't access, definitely cannot access it with an RV, very difficult to be accessed with car, mainly maybe with an 4x4 or ATV kind of cars that can go on that road. So we knew we'll definitely be on our own, and we knew it's going to be a bit more of a difficult kind of path. Sophia, the support runner for the day, came along and ventured onwards with us through Powerline. At the end, it was a pretty rocky and stony path with a couple of ups and downs, and actually I think we gained a couple of decent amount of vertical meters. But mentally I knew, okay, now I have one more segment to go, which is Powerline beginning to Prim, and then I'm on the final stretch towards Las Vegas, and that enabled me to kind of go through it quite nicely, take one step at a time, take it a bit slow on those inclines, and then on the downhills it got tough because my ankles were not in a good state, and that became a little bit painful. This has been a pretty difficult bit ahead of the race. We weren't entirely sure how to tackle it, and I had the two guys with me who came along, and that made it a little bit easier, because to be quite fair, my feet do not really allow me to run anymore. They just both incredibly swollen. I think the left one first, right one is just following, left knee. So we're just kind of walking it in and walking it home to Las Vegas now, and enjoying it nonetheless. With Las Vegas in sight, and never mind the thoughts that I kind of had on day 5 prior, like thinking, if I have to, I can split up in 2 days, but at that moment I knew I want to do it in 1 day. And with that being said, mentally taking away pressure and knowing that you can break things up, that you have flexibility, allows you to be a bit more loosened and flexible and rounded in general. Having people from Jack, Mikey, Sophia, and then my sister finally joining was very special. And I think I want to say that, especially not to devalue the importance of the other runners, but sharing that then final section with my sister was very special. Es gibt mir sogar Tränen im Auge. Then having my sister coming in and having her with me on the entirety of the journey, that's pretty special. I mean, to share something like this and to have a person coming along that is so close to you, what more can I ask for, right? Final shift. Final shift. Let's fucking go! At that point also, with all the weight of what I've been carrying into the race, from personal things, from business related things, from other things that you have in life, I started to try to release them and get that weight off the shoulders. So I actually tried to feel lighter as soon as I started becoming closer to the finish line. And you know, with that in mind, it became more and more of a reality, and more of, you know, what you were back in Santa Monica is not what you are today in that regard. And those kind of days in between have really transformed you into this different kind of person. This whole experience gave you something different, right? Or turned you into something different. Actually, the race in itself is just that final bit of the iceberg, I like to say. Because it's all that part that happens in front of it. And again, that's pretty cliche, but it's the whole road and the whole journey that kind of costs a lot of energy, a lot of nerves leading into this thing. And there have been plenty of ups and downs with my training, with my focus, with my work, with the team, with the preparation, who's coming along, the organization, everything. All the way along to family and friends, you know, who bring you out there, who offer words of encouragement, who offer support, who are always there for you. So we run on, 2 miles to go, 1 mile to go, a kilometer to go. I didn't see the sign at all, and James kind of pointed me towards things, but I couldn't see anything until around 100 or 200 meters when I could finally see that sign. And then I saw the sign. Yeah, then I saw the sign and finally got to that bloody sign. And I knew that we made it across the desert. Oh, and it was the most surreal thing. I mean, like, have run like 500 odd, 550, whatever kilometers, spend all that time in the desert with your friends, and then you're at that sign with just some other wild people spraying champagne at you and some random strangers looking at you, wanting to take a photo with the sign, not really knowing what you have just done though. It was a very special feeling. I'm a good photographer, guys. You know what? I run all the way from LA to take that photo of you right now.
Wow. Oh my god!
Wait, are you guys
are in the running race?
For real? We saw you guys on the way over. You ran from LA?
That's amazing.
Okay.
That's your ticket. Wow. It's amazing. I'll take the picture. Yeah. Yeah, Nicki.
Gotta do your duties.
Thank you so
I hope
much.
it's all right.
Congratulations on that run.
Yeah,
Thank
seriously. That's amazing. We passed a bunch driving over now.
I know, we were like, what's happening? Yeah.
All right, just another tourist as well.
They look at the photo, you should stick to running. Yeah.